Yeah, MG, Origin is on everyone's lips, and let's start with Brad Fittler had something to say about the exclusion of Addo Carr and the inclusion of Daniel Tupu.
Well, I'm surprised that people would be surprised. He's pretty much been the best winger for a number of years. He's always on my radar. I've coached Toops in the City team and Start of Origin previously, and I've always loved him being part of my teams.
Look, is it a shock? Yeah, it was. Look, I don't think anyone saw it coming, the non-selection of Addo Carr, but when you look at the centres who are going to be both on debut, Katoni Staggs and Stephen Crichton, you look at how big he is of a body, Daniel Tupu that is. He's 6'5". The Queenslanders are going to have two giants on the wing in Cobbo and Xavier Coates. So we needed a big body. Obviously, the Foxes' form has been nowhere near what it's been with Melbourne. So, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it, to be honest. I'm happy that they've picked a team and they've gone a little bit left field. A little bit disappointed to see Jakey Turbo not in the team, obviously, because everyone loves Jake. But I think he'd be the first to admit that his form probably doesn't warrant being in the 17. If you look at some of the debutants or the uncapped Blues, Nico Hines will probably be the 18th man. Jacob Saifidi, that's a big shock being brought in, but that's all. It's all about experience. His brother Daniel has been a mainstay of the team for the last couple of years, but his form has been way down, and plus he's got an injury. Katoni Staggs and Crichton will be the centres. Ryan Madison's inclusion, I think, is a good one. I think he'll be in the 17. And everyone's up in arms about Joseph Suwali making this 22-man squad. Well, forget about being up in arms. Gee, we love being outraged these days. Just this kid's 18. Every game he's getting better, and within, I would say, what are we in? We're in 2022. By 2024, maybe even next year, this kid's going to be the best outside back in the game. He is just a freak of nature. He's getting better. Ever since he's taken his headgear off, he looks the part, and he looks like he's ready for battle. So if we quickly look at the losers in all of this, obviously Addo Carr, Jakey Turbo, Angus Crichton. Campbell Graham, I thought was a little unlucky not to be included in the squad of 22. And his teammate as well, Keon Kalamatangi. If we go up north of the border, no Fafita, no Jai Arrow. They've picked a team that's going to be predominantly kids who are in form. Cobbo, Carrigan, Cotter, Nanai. A bit like New South Wales with Freddie. Billy Slater, the coach of Queensland, has picked 6 rookies as well. So this series, my goodness, a week from Wednesday, they'll play their first game. All we can say is 3 words. Bring it on.
MG, how important is it to these young kids' careers that they get this experience so early? Like, is this career changing?
Well, you know what, Jesse? When you first start playing footy, and I remember when Origin first came in back in 1980, as soon as I watched that first game as a 12-year-old, I said, I want to play that. Yeah. I want to play that Origin. And I think every player now aspires to it. I think, obviously wearing the coat of arms on your chest is number one. Playing for your country is number one. But as far as physicality, as far as pushing your body to the nth degree, as far as going to places you've never been before, State of Origin does that to you. And that's why everyone wants to have a go at it. And once you have a go at it, it's so contagious.
Good on you.
So contagious.
How exciting.
MG, do you remember that first time you ran out? How were you feeling? Like, were the nerves unreal?
Yeah, they were, Kat. I was at Lang Park, 43,000 screaming Queenslanders. So there was actually 86,000 because of their 2 heads. But that's...
I bet you that's not the first time you've cracked that joke.
But I feel safe down here in our little booth here in Sydney because they look. Don't get me wrong, they're going to come. Queensland are coming, but I think New South Wales have picked a really good squad. Again, I just can't wait for it because that first game on June 8 is going to be epic. Today, like every Monday, the filter is the 5 best players from the previous round, and today is no different. The 5 best players from round 12 are as follow.
Okay.
5.
Billy Kickow from the Panthers. We all know what a destructive ball runner Big Billy is, but his defence this year has been a major highlight. And against the Cowboys last Friday night, 28 bruising tackles. He was on fire.
I thought the Cowboys would have gone better than that the other night, but
they defended well. They defended well. Ruben Cotter made 60 tackles and didn't miss one. That's probably why he's going to be in Origin. But Penrith are at another level at the moment.
I would have loved to have seen it like a pool table comp where the Cowboys had to run around the oval with their pants around their trousers because they didn't score for the night. But anyway, number 4.
Oh, look, yesterday this kid, Dylan Brown, was on fire. He ran for nearly 200 metres. He had 3 line breaks, 2 tries. He was the difference between the Raiders and the Eels.
Inside the last 15 minutes now. Hope you're enjoying it. We're having a ball. Now a beautiful pass puts Lane into the backfield. He's got Dylan Brown. Draws in the fullback. Pass too early. Brownlow still gets away from Savage. Gets away from Starling. And the Eels, yet again, out of nowhere, go near the length of the field to score.
Number 3.
3.
So,
Good
Kat,
job,
this is
Kat.
number
Yeah,
three.
real
Number
quick on
3 is
the
an angry
buttons.
man. So I get why there was hesitancy pressing number 3 because his voice is very angry. So I get where you're coming from there. I don't want to press number 3 either. Number 3, but was Cam Munster. Look, he had a couple of off weeks, did Cam. And just as Origin looms, he was back to his best. 2 tries, a line break assist, a try assist, 20 runs. That's what you want to see, your 6 and your 7 running. He had 20 runs. He was awesome.
Now the double team.
He's stolen it again. He's going to score. Cam Munster is putting on an exhibition. 2 steals in 2 minutes. This time he goes all the way and scores.
God, he's good. Do you reckon
He's
Cam
fantastic.
Munster isn't signing for next year because every game he plays is worth more cash?
Well, but there's some. The theory is that could be happening, but I think, if I was a betting man at the moment, I would say that he's going to sign with the Melbourne Storm again.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't. James Tedesco, Jimmy Tedesco. Look, just again, like Munster, the cream starts to rise to the top once Origin comes around, and Tedesco just reminded everybody how good he was on the weekend. 238 metres, a try, a couple of breaks, line break assists, try assists. He's got everything, this kid.
Continue to work the left. Gorgeous again. Tupou, Tedesco. Oh, this is something. This is a sight to behold. The Roosters when they are on song.
And 1.
1.
Well, this guy probably wasn't the best player on the field, but anytime you break a record like he has, Alex Johnson I talk of, unbelievable effort from the kid. He was on fire. He broke Nathan Merritt's record of 146 tries. So started the game between the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the Tigers. Alex Johnson, was on 144. He scored a hat-trick. Now he's on 147, and this is how it all happened.
They go short side. Walker, flat ball. Graham gave it to Johnston. Alex Johnston goes into the record books. The all-time leading try scorer for the Rabbitohs.
Oh,
And such a famous club. To be the number 1 man at such a famous club. He's only 27 years of age, so the record for tries scored in the NRL is 212 from Ken Irvine back in the 50s and 60s. He's only 65 tries away from that. He's 27. So, look, if he stays healthy, there's a big chance that Alex Johnson could take the record away from Kenny Irvine, which has been something, a bridge too far for so long. But, AJ, well done, my man. You're the player of the round in my eyes.
MG, let's kick this off. Most impressive team of the round.
I couldn't separate the Panthers and the Broncos. The Panthers 22 zip over the Cowboys, and the Broncos, wow, they came behind from 24 to 4 at half time to beat the Titans 35-24. So the Panthers and the Broncos.
Most disappointing team of the round.
I've got to say the Sharkies. Look, the Sharkies are just one of them teams that you're expecting more from because they started the season so well. Now they find themselves still on 14 points in 7th position, but I thought they would have offered more against the Roosters. They got beat 36-16, so I'm going to say the Sharkies for mine.
And most surprising team of the round.
I think South Sydney. I think South, look, they showed a bit more consistency. Obviously, the Tigers weren't good, but the fact that Alex Johnson broke records and South Sydney got an emphatic victory, they needed that. They needed that for their confidence, and with Latrell a couple of weeks away, it just could be the tonic in the arm that South Sydney need to springboard them into the top 4 or top 6.
Yeah. Biggest issue from the round. Oh my God, we need golden points for Norman Nightmire's love life. I feel like MG could really improve us. Biggest issue from this round.
Well, I could watch and then give you some pointers.
So it wouldn't take much time out of your day, Dale.
No, I've got 20 seconds spare.
He needs some content to do it, though.
Look, I think the biggest issue at the moment was probably the Titans being beaten after the leading 24-4, but also I think the non-selection of the Fox has kind of it made everyone wake up on Monday morning and go, wow, he's out. He's out of Origin. And Daniel Tupu, if you haven't been listening earlier, will be on the wing for New South Wales, and I like it. I like it.
And player of the round.
Well, I just spoke of him, and we spoke about him in the power rankings. Alex Johnson, the most unassuming young bloke. Gee, I love the way he plays. 27 years of age. He just broke the record. He started the game on 144 tries. Nathan Merritt was on 146. Alex Johnson scores a hat-trick, and all of a sudden he goes up to 147 to become the leading try scorer in the history of the Rabbitohs. So well done to AJ.
Jeez, he's unreal. Do you feel under pressure when you're that good?
He doesn't seem to. He's just unlucky that he's got other wingers around him, because he would never let New South Wales down either. If ever got picked for, I think he's played for Australia, Alex Johnson, but he hasn't played New South Wales, so he would never let anybody down. He's a great finisher.
Yeah.
Okay. MG, we have some listener questions from Dave. What do you think about the reports Michael Maguire has coached his last game for the Tigers?
I think it's imminent. I think it's imminent that Tigers and Madge will part ways. They're sitting on 6 points. They're showing glimpses, but they're not showing it enough. Sometimes you just need a sea change, and I've got no doubt that someone like Madge Maguire at another club would be a fantastic coach. But I think at the moment, the Tigers and him need to part ways and find something. I don't like seeing coaches punted mid-season, but sometimes it's best for both parties. And at the moment, I think that I don't know about coaching his last game, but he's getting close to it. He's getting close to it. Being beaten like they were by South Sydney, 44 points to 18, not good for his resume.
Do you know where I'd like to see him? At Dick's Tavern, eating a bowl of chicken wings, just relaxing. Just.
I'd like, and maybe a nice schooner with that.
Yeah,
so
it's stressful.
Chill, baby, chill.
Larry from Penrith, he wants to know which current Queensland player or players scare you the most, and who is their danger man?
Munster. Yeah, Munster and Harry Grant out of dummy half are the two guys I fear as a New South Welshman, because Harry Grant's form has been down a bit of late. Munster's was up until that game last weekend when they beat Manly 28 points to 8, and Cameron Munster is the danger man by far. He turns into Wally Lewis around Origin time, because Wally Lewis dominated State of Origin, and Munster, he's the danger man for New South Wales. There's no two ways about it.